get that warm up though. What's going on? Hey, hey. How we doing?
Dave was the most enthusiastic person I've ever had in my coaching staff. And originally, very early on, we didn't have that many coaches. And so when Dave came along with his enthusiasm, I knew right away he'd be a great addition.
Oh, owie. That really hurt. So I came here from the college at Brockport. I coached there for 4 years. Was able to have quite a few national qualifiers as well as a national champion there. You know, coming here, there wasn't really an established jumps program. The program here was mostly founded on distance running. That was a challenge, was just to kind of build that culture, the culture that I wanted, that culture where people were striving to be excellent and trying to be better than the people near you and raising up the people that are near you as well. All right, here's the deal. So we got a variety of drills we're doing over here, focusing on takeoff. Okay.
Having Stevie's on the team to kind of help and direct you was kind of cool. He's super animated. He'll go into practice and jump and show drills with his shoes on, with his slacks on, pretty much because he wants to show us how it's done. So it's good to see a coach super involved with the practices, with the meets, with your performances.
We good to go? Let's get it on. You're doing a short approach, full jump. Snap. Good. You guys see that? We're making dreams come true over here. It's the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Look at you. Look at you. Let's go.
So immediately, I mean, you could tell he just had a ton of experience, not only as a former athlete, but as a coach. You could tell he'd done your research on your past events. He was kind of had an idea of what he wanted to work on with you. It felt really personal, even with so many people on the team. It was just really inviting, but it was made it sure, like, you're gonna be working hard for the next 4 years.
Come on, Kay, let's get it. Yeah, that felt good, right? That's because it was good, right? You butch the landing just a little bit, but you do that. You gotta do that takeoff each and every time, okay? You take off like that aggressively, that fast. Probably I've learned more from coaching than I have from really any other aspect of my life. And if I had to describe my philosophy, it'd be person first, student second, and athlete third. And I know that sounds kind of perplexing to a lot of people, but I'm a firm believer in balance. So, you know, I think that when people are whole in terms of their personal self, then they're able to kind of come into those other realms as a student and as an athlete and really perform kind of free of those expectations and those pressures and be able to give their best in an athletic sense.
He's kind of a jack of all trades. He can do a little of everything, and what he does extremely well. So in situations where I had any type of need, from a jumps perspective, from a multi perspective, he had the ability to do a lot of different things. He was a multi-athlete himself in college, and I think that really shows in how he's coached and what he brings to the table. Just the ability to kind of do everything, and not just be mediocre at it, but do everything and be very, very strong at it.
I mean, it's kind of twofold. I mean, when I came in, I wasn't terrible, but I definitely had just an astounding improvement upon what I could do. But I think as an athlete, I've grown more as like a person. He's definitely like a life coach and an athletic coach. So, I mean, just the combined coaching style that he has, you walk out just a better person overall, I would say.
You know, I think that sometimes in your life when you're faced with new opportunities, there begins to be a question of sacrifice. For me, the sacrifice I had to make to take this next opportunity and advance my career was that I had to stop coaching. You know, at that point, you have to set aside some of your personal feelings and, you know, look at your professional feelings as well as the obligations that you have to your family. At that point, you have to make the decision that you believe is best for you and your long-term growth and your long-term future.
I think I'm still a little bit in a place of denial that he's not with us anymore. You can't replace him, and that's, you know, people say that about an athlete or a coach. In this case, I could go out and look all over to find another coach, and I don't think I'd find one with his abilities. But I think we'll find someone who can do a great job, but it'll be a different job. It won't be Dave Stevens, that's for sure.
I'll be honest, the first week, the first couple days were pretty challenging. My intention was to come in and help us move on until we find a new head coach or a jumps coach. So it was tough because people didn't know what to do. They'd formed such a good relationship with him. So I guess it took some people some time to get used to the fact that, hey, he's not going to be around. We have to move forward. But the good thing about Stevens and what he had built is that he'd set up the structures that even if he wasn't there at practices or at the meets, that the team could support itself. So after the first couple days, which were rocky, I think it kind of picked up and everyone kind of bought into the fact that we're a team and we'll keep moving forward.
You know, I definitely have a plan, but I'm also someone who lives in the moment. You know, right now, there's not a plan for me to return to coaching track and field at any time in the near future. But if opportunities come up or, you know, my life takes a turn in that direction, then I'm definitely not one to rule those type of things out. You know, I miss it and everything. It's just the reality is that the sacrifice I needed to make to go where I was going and do the things that were being asked of me required me to give that up.
The atmosphere at meets. He'd get really animated when someone jumped really far, and he'd be screaming and jumping around, which is always great. And then just the random stories about when he was an athlete and sometimes getting hurt, showing drills and practices. Those are the key moments for me. Being able to take a glance into his life and what he did as an athlete and as a coach. I think that was the greatest thing. Hopefully I can help the team, and hopefully, who knows, maybe people have memories of me as well.
He's definitely like a straight shooter, down to earth. He's gonna like tell you how it is, but he's very real and like treats you kind of as a human. He sees you as more than just a number, more than just an athlete. He gets to know you. He wants to know how you're doing. Yeah, he's kind of here to work with you and kind of give you the support that you need, but also remind you when you need a kick in the butt.
You know, the transition's been very smooth. I feel like I'm doing a really nice job at my job, and it brings value to my life. It brings meaning to my life to be able to accomplish things and make decisions that are going to help better other people. But there's definitely a void that exists in my day-to-day and exists in me almost from a fulfillment standpoint, being able to coach student athletes and being able to help them to achieve their goals. So for that part, it's made the transition a little bit tough at times in that I don't have that fulfillment every day. So I've been trying to find new ways to fulfill myself in that regard.
That sucks I gotta leave these guys, man. Shit, man.
I feel like I've not just necessarily given them the ability to jump far. I feel like I've given them the ability to help others to jump far. And when they have that, that's empowering, you know? And so I think that I'm leaving the team in a very good place so that they can proceed and move forward. Obviously, there's going to be times where they miss me, but the reality is that, you know, it's your job as a coach to be able to leave them in a better place than where they started and leave them with the ability to move past your coaching.